Hi guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me once again. I truly appreciate it. In this video, I will be answering 10 questions, 10 crafty questions. I don't know if any of you have seen any of the videos that's going around for the 10 crafty questions tag. Yeah, so recently I was tagged, and I was tagged by Deb, who is Deb Huck's Crafty Cottage here on YouTube. I hope I'm saying her last name right. I do apologize if I messed that up, because I definitely know what that's like to have your name mispronounced. But yes, Deb tagged me, and I finally have a chance to shoot the video to answer the questions. So that's what this video will pertain to. But before we get started, let's talk a little bit about this here. So these are 2 Halloween boxes, treat boxes that I made. And just in case you're interested, the width of the box is 3 by 3. The height is 3 by 5. Both boxes are made exactly the same, except they have a little, just small differences. Like each one has both of them have different paper on the 3 walls, the 3 outside walls of the box. They both have the vellum windows, but different stamp sets. So this one has the Spooky House and the Stars, and I use my micron pen to write Happy Halloween at the bottom of this one. And then this one has the spider web and the spiders, and again I use my micron pen and write Happy Halloween down here. And then I also used it to make the web and string go from the web to the spider. And then you see on top, you see 2 tags. Now the stamp sets that I used for the tag came from my September paper pumpkin kit, as well as the skeletons that you see attached to the tag also came from that kit. But I figured, I wanted to have something here so you can look at while I answer these questions. So let's get started, shall we? Question number 1, what is your name? Super easy question. My name is Tanisha. But I hear my first name a whole lot more than I used to, because when my sister had her daughter, she had her 13 years ago, so she's 13 now. When she had her daughter, which is her only child, she named her after me. So now I hear my name every day, whether they're talking to me or not. I hear it every day. And before that, I only heard it when I was in school, or if I had to conduct business, and they call you by your first name. Because my family, they do not use Tanisha when they're talking to me. They call me by my middle name, and then even then they use part of my middle name. They don't use my whole name, my whole middle name, because my middle name is LaFay, but everyone calls me Faye. So, but for the past 13 years, I have heard my first name every day. And I was surprised and shocked that she wanted to name her after me. I mean, but maybe I shouldn't have been, because we're really close. So I probably shouldn't be that surprised that she did that. But so there's a Tanisha too, little Tanisha. So next question: how did you come up with your YouTube name? Originally I wanted a YouTube name that was crafty and catchy, but I could not think of something that I liked. The things that I kept coming with, they either weren't catchy enough, or somebody else had that name. So it made me have to just use my first name and the first initial from my last name. So that's how I ended up with Tanisha K. I've been thinking for a while that maybe I want to change it. I mean, it'll probably still have Tanisha K in it, but probably add something that has to do with crafting in it at somewhere in there. I haven't decided yet, but even if I do that, it wouldn't be until sometime next year, because I'm in a collaboration, and everyone knows me as Tanisha K, and I don't want to confuse anybody with the name change, so I might wait until next year sometime, if that's a big if I decide to change it. Next question. What is your favorite craft? My ultimate favorite craft is sewing. That's where all my crafting started from. So it's now I do a lot of other things. I sew, I like to draw, I knit, crochet, cross stitch. What else? I have done wood carving. And acrylic paint pouring. I have done those things. Then I'm open to trying other things, cause like I would love to do pottery. I think that's on my list of things to do. Just soon as I can find a pottery class or something that I can go to, that'll be something else I can add to my list of things that I like to do. But ultimately, at the very, very top, my favorite is sewing. Question number 4. What are your favorite crafty supplies? It would have to be my 1/4" adhesive strip, and that's because that's what I'm always using. I use that more than I do liquid glue. I reach for the 1/4" adhesive strips. Next question. Question number 5. What are your top 5 YouTube channels? This was a somewhat difficult one because I didn't want to pick a favorite. Let me put it like that. I did not want to pick a favorite, but I said I would name 5 channels that I watch. And this isn't in any particular order. These are just channels that I like to watch, that also coincide with some of the other hobbies and crafts that I like to do. So the first one is the Fat Quarter Shop, and that's due largely in part because I like to sew, and I subscribe to their monthly quilting box, the Sew Sampler. So I watch their videos. Who else? SewVeryEasy. That is Laura. She does sewing projects, and she gives tips for if it's something that you're not sure about how to do, she'll show you how to do it, or she shows a better way of getting to the end result that you're looking for. So I watch her. I watched Doodledaisiesandink, who is Annie. Annie is a paper crafter. She does some awesome things. She also, recently she just started back doing digital stamps and artwork, because she draws and things too. So she does a lot of stuff. So I definitely watch her. But right now she's on a YouTube hiatus, so it'll probably be a little minute before she start posting something again. But definitely somebody that you all should probably check out. 4 is Wigglz Art. I watch him. He is an acrylic paint pour. He does some awesome paintings. If you are into acrylic paint pouring, definitely check his YouTube channel out. Number 5, Christina Welch. She is also a acrylic paint pour, and she does a live every Monday where you can watch her and interact with her and her husband, and she watch her do her paint on canvas and on towel. She does some awesome things as well. Watching her is where I started acrylic painting. So it was from her channel that I got started on that. So those are the 5 channels, YouTube channels that I'm going to name. I'm not going to say they're my favorite, but they are definitely people that I watch. Question number 6. What are your favorite colors? Blue, and more blue. I love blue. And it has to be blue. It cannot be that blue that looks like it could be blue-green. If you got a little bit of, if you look at all like you're green to me, then you're green. So, no, I don't like that. It's blue. And navy blue, royal blue, those blues are my favorite. But blue. Number 7, what are your favorite crafty tools? I will have to say my X-Acto knife, because I realized recently that I tend to reach for that before I reach for my paper trimmer. And I think that's partially because when I first started out on YouTube, I used that a lot. I used my X-Acto knife because I didn't have a lot of crafty tools. I mean, I still don't, but I tend to subscribe to the idea that even if you don't have everything that you, or not everything, but even if you don't have the tools that will help you get the job done quicker, I'm okay with that. Even if it takes me a little longer to get it did, I'll work with, better way of saying it, I'll work with what I have. That's what I do. And my X-Acto knife has been a trusted friend. So that would be one. My next one would be my EK Tools mini scoreboard. I would like a bigger one because that one is really small. It doesn't fit a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock or paper. But I had a mini, so it would be that, and it would also be my We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. I like that because I used to make envelopes just by hand, but I like that the punch board, you have the corner rounder, and you can also use it to make bows and boxes and a few other things with that punch board. So I like that. So those would be my three of my favorites: the X-Acto knife, envelope punch board, and the mini scoreboard. Question number 8: where do you get your love of crafting from? So first off, it comes from no one in my family. None of them are crafty individuals. But I have to say, I probably was in the 5th or the 6th grade, and my teacher, her name was Miss Scott. But you know, she always did fun projects with us. It's two that stand out in my mind, but only one of them have to do with crafts. And this was, she wanted us to sew something, so she had each of us make pillows, and she provided everything, the fabric and the needle and thread, because we didn't use sewing machines. We used our hand. We hand sewed the pillows. So that meant she showed us how to thread the needle, how to do the stitching. And I still remember what my pillow looked like. I wish I still had it. It was yellow and it had black lace going around the perimeter of the pillow, and it had a red button in the middle. And it was patchworked together. Now, of course, it wasn't perfect because we were just learning, but just the fact that she took time out to teach us that meant, well, at least it meant a lot to me, because I think that was the start of me pursuing some of the other crafts that I did later on in life. Even though I didn't do too much sewing from that point when she taught us, but I feel like that laid the foundation for me to take it and run with it, if you know what I mean. So I give her a lot of credit for that, and I appreciate her for doing that. Because, I mean, it's not like it was a home ec class. It was 5th or 6th grade. But, yeah, I think that opened the doors for me to do a bunch of other crafts down the line. So, question number 9. When did you start crafting? Well, I think I pretty much answered that in question number 8. it was fifth or sixth grade. I think you were like 11 or 12 then. Somewhere between 10 and 12. So it was around there. Oh, we're on question number 10. What has been your favorite craft so far? Most definitely sewing. I mean, I do a lot of paper crafting now, but sewing will always be my favorite thing to do. And you know, sewing for me, I can only speak for myself. Sewing is, but just like a lot of the other crafts that I do, if it's something that you love, it can be relaxing and it takes your mind off of other things, and that's what sewing. Well, all of the crafts I do, sewing down to the paper craft now that I do now, it takes my mind off of other things. It allows you not to think about the other things that's going on in your world, at least for that time while you're working on that project. So definitely sewing. Sewing would be my favorite craft so far. But I don't know if that question was asking about your favorite like craft like sewing or paper craft, or they mean like your favorite project. If they're talking about favorite project so far, it will still have something to do with I think even with that you need to break it down, because if you're talking about sewing, I know which one it is. It's a blanket that I did. It's a quilt that I did for my son for his I think it was his 21st birthday. No, it was his 20th birthday. And I used a bunch of different paisley prints to make that blanket. And I got the pattern from Missouri Star Quilt Company. Jenny Doan, she did a tutorial for a quilt called the Cascade Quilt, and I took that pattern and I applied it to his quilt, and I made that for his birthday. Now, if you're talking about acrylic pouring, my favorite thing that I've done so far with that is hanging up in my kitchen. It is it has an orange background, and it has like these black, almost look like lilies. I think it's lilies. That is 3 of them. I'll try to remember to insert pictures of everything that I feel like is my favorite at the end of this, so you can see what I'm talking about. So that painting probably would be my favorite acrylic pour that I did. And that was a string pour where you lay your base down and then you just take string and you pull it, and when you pull it, it looks like a flower. Paper craft, that would be hard because I've done a lot over some months. So that won't be hard. But I'll probably put a few pictures of paper crafting. But yeah, that's it. So, but if you're just talking about favorite craft overall, it would be sewing. So that's it. I am done. I have answered all 10 questions. Now it is time for me to tag the ladies that I would love to see answer the questions for the 10 Crafty Questions tag. So first, I am going to tag Daniella Hayes. She is a paper crafter. She is so sweet. She's very sweet. She's such a sweet lady. Next, I'm going to tag Bianca Duncan, quiltAquilt. She makes quilts. She now I think I can call her a long armor because she recently bought a long arm, and she has been practicing, so she can master her machine. Which, of course, that's what you do when you get something new. You try to master it. But I told her when she got it that she'll have that down in no time. And I think she has. Because I've seen some of her posts in her Facebook group and her YouTube videos and even on her Instagram page. And everything that she has done so far is amazing. So, really, she's doing exactly what I knew she would be able to do. Because it already looks like she has mastered it. Next, I'm going to tag Perfectly Imperfect Crafts. That is Kat Kat does some beautiful journals, journal pages, and tags. She also does some lives. I try to make it to all of them. Sometimes I can't, but another great paper crafter. Next, I'm going to tag DawnH Creates. She's a paper crafter. Also, all of these ladies does amazing things. She's another one. Everything that I've seen that she's done, I really like, you know. So I tag her. And then lastly, I am going to tag Sherry Rennau. Miss Sherry, she, again, another lady that does some great work. And I will link each one of their channels down below so you can go and check them out. I will also mention that I tagged them in my description box below. Anything else that I feel like need to be tagged below or mentioned, I will put in my description box. So that is it. Thank you so very much for joining me, and please remember to take a little time to do something crafty, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.